Hey, I'm Maya Lamanides, and I'm going to be talking to you about Klout. Klout is a site that lets you know your influence on the internet, is what they claim. You sign in with your Facebook or your Twitter account, and it calculates your Klout number, as they call it, and it's just based on your likes and your comments and your retweets, and it's just basically the amount of people who look at what you have to say and respond to it. So we can what's the Klout score? Let's go over here. So, okay, the Klout score is a number between 1 and 100 that represents your influence. The more influential you are, the higher your Klout. So, for example, Barack Obama has a 99 Klout score because, like him or not, people are listening and responding to what the president has to say. Justin Bieber has 92 because he has a lot of fans, he's a really active Twitter, he has a lot of followers. Yeah, and these are just some like normal people that also are on Klout and have scores based on their Facebook and Twitter. So I'm going to show you mine really fast. This is mine. I sign in with my Twitter, my Facebook, my Google Plus, and my Instagram. So over here it gives you a diagram of where your number is coming from. My number is 62. So 67.89% of my Klout score comes from Facebook. So it's like Facebook is basically what makes my score high. Just, I guess, because I have friends who are listening to what I'm saying. Like, for example, here I put a Instagram up and 9 people liked it. So that goes into your Klout score. 8 people liked this Instagram. Whatever. And you can show more. So that's how that works. Okay, so the perks come into play. This is like why people use Klout and like Klout, because hotels or, restaurants or whatever, if they have a reservation or something, can look up who's coming to where they are. So like a hotel might, give you a nicer room or do something cool so that, because if your score is, say, a 62 or whatever you want, and you're going to talk about your experience at the hotel or at the restaurant, they want it to be a good one, because obviously people are listening and responding to what you have to say. So in the same way that if Justin Bieber walked into a restaurant, they would get him a good table because people care about what he has to say. So the perks are like up here. So I received a perk from Red Bull. Because I guess my score is good and they want me to positively talk about them. So yeah. So since we are in Google Chrome, is our browser, we can use collusion. So collusion, where's Klout? Let's see. There it is. So these are all the sites that Klout is, and that when you visit this site, the following sites are informed. So when we visit Klout, Klout tells these guys, hey, she's here. And I don't even know what these are. I've never even heard of most of these. Twitter I've heard of, but Chartbeat? What's that? I don't know. Greenhouse.io? Don't know. Prod-Hero KUS3 Amazonhouse.com? No. I don't know. So that's something that's not that cool, but something that lots and lots and lots and lots of sites do that you just kind of have to live with, I guess. Okay, so let's talk about who contributes to Klout. Since there's not a whole lot of, outside information, and you're really primarily the person that makes it, kind of like Facebook or Twitter, you're really the author, I guess, of your Klout. It's not like Wikipedia where there are people coming in and telling you about things. Like, this is just information about you that you're putting up. Okay. Privacy. Okay, so Klout and your privacy. Okay, it says right here, social media services. You can choose to access certain third-party social media websites and services through our services, and services through our services. It's basically just saying that they get your information from Facebook and Twitter, for example, and whatever medias that you say. So you share will be governed by their privacy policy. So it's not so much the privacy policy with Klout, because they don't really own, or not own, but have your information like Facebook and Twitter does. They're just using it for things like this. Klout may partner with third parties to improve your cloud experience. For example, Klout's partners, there are perks, and so they are giving your information to these places that could give you perks, but they don't do that without you giving your area code, which is the only time they ask for your location if you want perks. So yeah. So I looked on Standard & Poor's and on Hoover's, and both of them don't have Klout come up. And I'm not sure why that is, or if I'm doing something wrong, but I don't think that I am, and they just aren't coming up. So what we're going to do is use the Whois search on Network Solutions to figure out who owns the Klout domain. So, search. Alright, Klout.com. So it's registered with GoDaddy, which we can see here. We have the IP address and some information about it being run through GoDaddy. And what else can we find on here? It's registered to Klout, which I guess means that we can assume means that they own themselves and that they're not owned by, a big outside area. This is their address. You can write them a little letter, fan mail, hate mail, whatever. And yeah, so that's pretty awesome. You can contact an administrator, Bin Tran, if you would so please. Got a phone number. I think that's what this is. Maybe not. Yes, it is. So that's all the things that we can learn about that. We can also go to Wikipedia to learn more about them. And so let's see. Founders are Joe Fernandez and Bin Tran. 40 employees. Their slogan is the standard for influence. So it's all like basic information about them over here that we can find. And there's no real warnings or anything up in this area, which sometimes you have to look out for in Wikipedia. So it's not too much controversy surrounding the Klout site, we can assume. But yeah, it gives you a little overview about the company and their methods and their business model and some things they're criticized for, and yeah, so that's pretty great. Go Wiki. So last we can go on over to privacyfix.com, which is actually a really awesome site. I've recommended it to a lot of people I know, and basically it's kind of like Klout in the way that you sign in with your Facebook and whatever social medias you want, and it tells you how protected you are and says look out, you're doing this, fix it, whatever. So there's not much that it can tell us about Klout, because Klout isn't one of the sites that you can sign in with us, but it can help us, I guess, with the websites and the tracking information. Klout specifically does say that they use cookies. Where is it? Cookies. Found them. And PrivacyFix has a tracking cookies are not present thing, so you can click that and fix it if you're on Klout and you feel the need. We can also go up to here, websites sharing data. Visited sites may share personal data, so fix. Oh, look, these are some of the things that we found on Collusion that I was like, who are these? Why are they taking my information? So we could email them through this, and if my email was set up, we would. and send them an email and say like, hey, dude, no, thanks. So that's privacy fix, which is pretty cool. So knowing everything that we know now about Klout and their privacy and who owns them and what Wikipedia is saying about them and things I've heard on my own about them and reading their privacy policy, I don't feel uncomfortable giving them my information, since I'm not really giving them my information. I'm already, by having a Twitter, by having a Facebook, by having an Instagram, I'm already saying to those sites that I trust their privacy. So Klout's just kind of looking at my content on those sites that I've already said that I trust and evaluating, my score and whatever. So I think that it's relatively not dangerous. As not dangerous as sites that give away your information can be, because they still are, as they admit. But yeah, all in all, I'm a Klout fan. I think it's cool. I think it's useful. And that's it. Go make a Klout. Yeah.